Attacking remote system is impossible without preparation. To perform a successful penetration test, it is important to follow the certain steps. Let's review them. There are 4 steps. On the first step, it is important to gather as much information as possible. The more data you find, the more successful will be a penetration test. On the second step, you apply more aggressive methods to gather information about your target. Having complete information about your target, you perform attack. There are different kinds of attacks. Unfortunately, some of them may not work. That is why it is very important to get more information on the first step. And finally, if attack was successful, you can perform all the actions you need to do on the remote system. For example, stealing passwords, secret file, and so on. Let's take a look at each of these steps in details. What kind of information can we gather on the record step? Well, it depends on your target and on purpose you want to do on the remote system. First of all, it can be data from WHOIS database. This includes IP address, contacts, email, and other information. Also, you may need data from DNS servers. They contain a lot of useful information, especially if they are protected. In our days, it is very important to get more information about people, because you can apply so-called social engineering attacks, which work successfully in many cases. Websites of your target and different search engines can provide tons of information. For example, vulnerabilities, installed software, email contacts. We will consider how to use collected information in one of the next videos. On the second step, you perform aggressive methods to get more information about running services, operating systems, and available vulnerabilities. When you collect all necessary data, you can start attacking remote system. Your aim is to gain access using discovered vulnerabilities, running services, and installed software. There are 2 types of exploitation: server and client-side exploitation. The targets of server-side exploitation are web and FTP servers, and any other servers which are available from Internet. To implement this type of attack, you don't need a user interaction. But with client-side exploitation, the situation is different. The targets are internal hosts, which are hidden behind firewalls and intrusion prevention systems. They are not accessible from Internet, and that is why the user interaction is required for successful attack. For example, user receives email with malicious attachment. All he needs to do to be exploited is to click Received Attachment. If he doesn't, he will not be compromised. There are many other situations where user interaction is required. And finally, if we successfully gained access, we can start with the post-exploitation. But what is post-exploitation? Well, it can be anything you need to do on the remote system. For example, you can keep access to manage victim's machine by installing backdoor or rootkit. It is special software which provides you remote access. Maybe your goal is to collect secret information, for example, passwords, documents, and so on. And of course, it is necessary to clean up after you. Any actions we do on the remote system can be logged, and system administrator can find this fact and take some countermeasures. To avoid it, we need to edit or delete the logs. Everything what we got to know from this video we will cover in the following videos.